You need passport and you need visa. Na mimi visa, the only visa that I know is the visa of the bank. I went to the bank of KCB. That one near Paul's Bakery. Do you want me to be real? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mary Stella, and for the returning subscribers, thank you so much for the love and the support that you have shown me on this channel. So in today's video, as the title suggests, I'm going to share with you a story of how I came to Malta. So it happened to be one day, he sent me a message on WhatsApp and he told me, I want you to come and visit Malta. Oh my God. I was like, no, how can I go to Malta? I have never traveled. I don't know any process of how the traveling goes. The only place that I know, the only place I know is from my village, home place, and to Eldoret. That's the only place. At Nairobi, I was not so good on it. Only once we passed to Nairobi when we were going for the music competition of Machakos there for the youths. That's the only place. So I was not good of the places. And I was like, what will I do? No, I don't know. I have never interacted with him much. How will I go to a place? I don't know. So that one, it held me back. I was scared. But he told me, don't worry. I will help you and the things, and we'll start to process the thing. So mimi nami nikasema, all right, I just gave myself hope. So there is one thing. While that one, though I had not told anyone that he had offered for me to go and visit him, no one I had told, so I just kept it to myself. But then he talked with the priest, and they had arranged something, but I had not known. So Mimi, he had just given me a brief thing. You need passport and you need visa. Na Mimi visa, the only visa that I know is the visa of the bank. I went to the bank of KCB. That one near Paul's Bakery, if you know, from the people in Eldoret. I went to the bank. I took the ticket number and I waited, and I went to the counter. There was the counters people. While there, I gave the lady, but I started to, she asked me, what can I help you with? I tell her, I want a visa. Which visa you want? I tell her, I want to go abroad. Oh my God, that's the thing that I'll never forget, how stupid I was, because I had never traveled anywhere. So the visa that I know for me is the visa of the card. So that's the visa that I know. But I didn't know that to travel, you need passport. And then after passport, you need to process a visa. And then there are some things involved like yellow fever and the thing. So that's my beginning of my journey to Malta. So let's go to how I started the process. So the process, first I started with a passport application. To apply the passport, I didn't know how to apply it. By that time, I didn't have I was not much of the internet, so I was not much exposed to know the passport, what you need. But then, thank God, there is this priest. He really helped me and guided me on what I need for the passport and the things. So, while I was studying, I saw there was in the university, there was a road, it was called Rodi. There was a guy, he had a cyber, and this guy, I saw there is by the door of his business, he had written passport application form and the thing. So I said, why don't I try? And then from there, I asked him, he told me, yes, I do passport application, and he guided me. He told me, what you need, bring your ID card, bring your birth certificate, and you need this money so that you can pay to the immigration people so that they can give you the form. So from there, we filled the things. I had not even measured how tall I am. I had to guess because I didn't know, but he knows. He had already done the passport application for people, so he knows how it is. So he was guiding me in every detail. And then during this time, there was no that thing of the appointment to go to for the passport application. You just get there, you apply, and then you plan yourself and you go for the passport. So he gave me the invoices and the things that I need for the passport. So the next thing I did, I told this guy I've already applied the thing. He gave me the money to pay for the things. So he arranged with the priest and my friend in Nairobi. God bless you, Jackie. She really helped me a lot. I can't imagine. So she arranged the things and she picked me. I started prepare and then I went to Nairobi. There was another office in Kisumu, but I didn't know. So they preferred in Nairobi because there is the friend and too she can take me to the immigration office and guide me. So during the passport process, I went there. I submitted my papers, but there was one thing, a problem I had. There was a problem with the name that I had written and the name that I had written on the application and the name on my ID card, they match, but on my birth certificate they don't match. There was no H on Maristella. It was just Maristella with an A, and there was no H. So the people, they told me, no, you have to go and verify the birth certificate, and the only way you can you tell them is they arrange for you, and they arrange for you the last H. And there I was very stressed and had traveled all the way from my home place in Matunda there till Nairobi. I was traveling, not from Matunda. By that time I was at my aunt. So I went from my aunt place till Nairobi. I used to travel at midnight so that I arrive in the morning, very early in the morning in Nairobi. So during this time, they told me you have to go to, there is this place in Nairobi. I forgot the name, but where I'll try to find it and I link down, where you verify the birth certificate and the things. But then I went there and they told me, no, since you are from the western part, they can't verify for you. You have to go back there. And they arranged it for me. Thank God, Mungu naye ni nani. I had to go back home. I told the friend I have to go back home. And then from there, I started the process. I had only, that time of the passport, I had only communicated with my mom alone. Even my dad had not known much about it. And then later on, I told him about the process and the things. So I told my mom and she helped me and they took the papers and they arranged for me. And then it's around October. My passport, I started around, I forgot, it was around the beginning of the October. And then by mid-November, that way, is when I started it had already been arranged, the birth certificate and the thing. So I went back there with the application form. And then I was accepted and they told me to wait for 1 month and then my passport will be ready. So after 1 month, the process, my passport was ready. During that time, there were not so much people. We were using this old passport, not this new one. So we were using the old one. So there was not much people. Like now to get it, there is too much process and the thing. So I got my passport. Now, after the passport, another process came. I have to apply for the visa. And the visa is the one that I was laughing at myself. I went to the bank to look for the visa. So for the visa to travel to the European country, you need a Schengen visa. So I had to go to the Austrian embassy since Maltese. They don't have the embassy in Kenya, Malta. They don't have the embassy in Kenya. So I had to go to the Austrian embassy to process the visa. So to process the visa, I faced some challenges there. First of all, I had all the documents they needed for me, the sponsor who will take care of you, need the insurance, you needed the ticket to travel, and since I was a student I needed to provide the proof, but that one, the proof of a student, I didn't know that I needed, because I said they asked for working the thing, but since I was not working by that time, I had only done my student attachment at St. Anthony Boys Kitale, so that's the only thing that I provided, my attachment. I didn't provide that I was still a student, I had not finished. So during this time, I arranged it with my friend and she took me to the embassy. She was very nice, God bless her. So she took me to I had traveled from Eldoret that night, and then I arrived in the morning at around, let's say, 7 a.m. there, and then I had to wait for my friend, but we started our journey to the Austrian embassy. So while we were at Austrian embassy in the morning, you know, in Nairobi there is much traffic and the thing, so we stayed a lot on the road. And I didn't know that the embassy, usually you have to, they have a time, you know, I thought just I'll go, but usually in the embassy there, they were closing at noon, so I don't know at the moment what time they close. And as we arrived there at 12:15, and we arrived there and they told us at the gate, I'm sorry, you can't enter. And I was crying, my God, I just traveled all the way from Eldoret the whole night, and then I come here, it's like, what happened? I start to question, I can't even be accepted. I was crying so much, but then thank God the people, they understood me. I explained and the things, and they told me come the next day and then we'll arrange it for you. So the next day we arranged in the morning at my friend. I went to the embassy, and then I presented them the documents, the tickets, and the requirements that had required. So after that, I was not disturbed. I don't know what happened. Everything went so smoothly. Not like now when you start to apply, there is too much. They were so good. It's like God was always with me. I don't know that time. Not like the passport, it was a bit, but this here in the visa process, God was with me. So during this time, I gave out the things and they checked the thing and they asked me the reason as to why you are going to Malta. I told them I'm going for a family visit. So they checked the paper, everything was all right. But there was one thing that I didn't have, was this proof of a student. I had the attachment letter, but a proof. So I had to, they told me we'll accept the things, but we won't start the process. So the thing, you have to bring back the proof. So this student proof, I had to go back and bring it again, how much I travel. I was like, let's say Miss Nairobi, all the time from Eldoret to Nairobi, all the time from Eldoret to Nairobi. I was always traveling at night. This was one of the thing. I had never traveled a lot, but I'll say from 2015 October till December, in and to and fro to Nairobi. So I brought the things, they accepted, and everything went well. So I waited, and it's in November. During this time, around December, they called me, they sent me a message. Come, they sent me an email that your visa is ready, come and receive it. Oh my God, I was so happy, and I thank God. The Muzungu, he had already received an email that the visa had been approved, but then he wanted themselves to send me, and then from there he told me, I knew the visa, it had been approved. So I was so grateful to God. And from there, I started now to prepare myself to come to Malta. Hey, This time I had not told anyone, only my mom and my dad knew that the passport. So I was like, I'm not going to share with many people. Sometimes they say it's better you keep things to yourself and you see how it goes. Mushi, not you tell everyone you are going, and then it reached a time, you are in the village, you're not anywhere. So I said, let me keep it and see how it goes. So it's around December. We are doing our exams in the university. We finished my exams, and then during this time, after I finished my exam, I get a phone call around. It was on 17 December. They told me my mom, she's very sick and she's at the hospital admitted. And I was like, God, why? I'm planning to travel and my mom, she's sick, 2015. So I went home, I told the Muzungu. So by this time we had started to talk and he told me he's interested, and so I visit him, and he had already explained to me like we are in a relationship now. So I told him my mom is sick, I'm so worried, I don't know what to do and the things. He told me go and see her. After the exams, I went to the hospital. She was in Webuye hospital, and there's one of my aunt. She was working there. So while there, I visited, and the Mzungu talked to my mom and talked to her and told her not to worry, she'll be okay. And he also there were some medical things he helped a bit, he gave me, but I told my mom he offered some things to help a bit, though we didn't need help because my father was taking care of everything, but from his kindness he gave me something and we used it too for the bill of my mom. So during this time I went to visit my mom, and then after a while my mom was released from the hospital to come home, though things were not so good. She was I don't know what to say, she was not so well. But then we went home, we celebrated Christmas together, and on my visa I was supposed to leave to go to Malta on 27th of December. So that means I have to travel from my village on 26th after Christmas, so that I can at night, so that I can be able to arrive in Nairobi on 27 before the airports, how they are, you have to be there before. And the Muzungu used to tell me, he used to remind me and guide me and tell me you have to be there like 4 hours before and the things. So I arranged with my friend Jackie. On 26 December, I told my mom I'll be traveling in the morning. Even my dad was there. I'll be traveling in the morning, and I go to the airport. So guys, during this time I was very stressed. Can you imagine? My mom was sick. My dad had to take care. There was my sibling, so he can't leave like to take me to the airport and nothing. So that night, on 26th night, I was very disturbed. I talked to myself and I say, how can I go travel? And there is my mom here sick and things are not well and the thing ache. And then I asked my mom, what do you think? Should I go or I stay here with you? But my mom, being a mom, I don't know. She told me, my daughter, don't worry about me. You just go and everything will be all right. I was very sorry. I'm a bit emotional as I remember my mom a lot. So may her soul rest in peace. So during this time, she allowed me. That morning of Kuamkia 27, we prayed together as a family. My dad was there and they blessed me and we started my journey to Malta. So that day, and during this time, we went with my dad with his car and while we were with his car, Nyuma behind, he had bought some sugar cane. So the car was in the mid, how can I say? It's like a truck he's come. So we sit in front, and then behind it's empty. He had placed sugarcane. By that time he was doing some business of carrying sugarcane and the thing. So during this time, while we were going to I was going to the airport to Nairobi, I had not told anyone. So that morning, I don't know ni mashetani gani, what thing happened, I don't know. So the car stopped on the road, and it's early in the morning. It was 4 o'clock. We don't know who we can call, and we're just me and my dad. And I'm like, what's not happening, dear Lord? I'm supposed to go to travel, and here the car stopped on the road. Who will we call to pick us in the morning? I was very stressed. So thanks God, there was a guy called Sami. We call him Paloma. My father called him. He was always there when you need something. He carries you, and he was doing a transport business, so he'll come and pick you. So that day he came and picked me. Guys, guess what? I didn't go with my father. No one to escort me to the airport with my family because my mom was sick. The car stopped, so I went to Nairobi all alone. He took me. I took the North Rift, and from there I went all alone to Nairobi. So while in the car, I was always thinking, I'm traveling abroad alone. Not even when you reach at the airport, you see your family, you see they take photos and they bid you goodbye. No, guys, I just went alone. But I thank God, this thing, it made me strong and to know how life is. But I went, and then in Nairobi, I met my friend. Thank God, she was always there for me, this friend. During this time, she was not there, but there was the brother who connected. And then I stayed to their place a bit. I rested. And then they took me to the airport at night. And from there, we were communicating with my then boyfriend. Now we are husband and wife. So we communicated, and he had told me and wrote for me, sent me a paper on the guideline how I need to go. I need to go for the checking. They need to check my passport and the visa to ensure everything. They need to measure the luggages and the thing. So now while we are at the airport, I prepared everything I had. So to travel, you need this thing. You need the passport. This one is my old one, so this one is the new one. And then you also need the yellow fever vaccine. These two, while you're traveling to the other countries, so you need this yellow fever card. So I had everything in check, the ticket, and from there everything went well. I boarded, I checked in, I boarded the aeroplane. I had never traveled, but I don't know where I got the courage. I was like a pro. I didn't know. And then the only challenge that I had, during this time I was told about just that one of shifting from one aeroplane to another. Asha was using Emirates. So, and I was to go to Dubai. And I didn't know. I had some stories that Dubai, from reading, Dubai, it's very big and the thing. And so I was like, how will I do? And then the Muzungu told me, don't worry. When you reach Dubai, always find the security people or those people with the uniform and always ask them. And so that's what the thing I did. I always asked. And from there, the people, they were nice. No one in the aeroplane, in the airport, everyone was nice and helpful. So from there, I took the aeroplane. I traveled from Kenya, went to Dubai. From Dubai, I stopped to, what is it country called? I stopped in, I forgot. I'll link for you guys down, and then I'll tell you where I stopped. And then from there, I stopped for like 2 hours. And then from there, I arrived in Malta on 28 December 2015. I still remember. It's like yesterday. So guys, that's the my story of how my journey to Malta started. So please stay tuned for I'll be explaining to you how my reaction to reaching Malta, how it was. Thank you so much for listening to this story. I know it has been very long. It was a bit emotional for me, especially remembering my mom. I'll tell you the story in the next video of my reaction to Malta. Thank you so much, guys. Please continue to support me. Subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.